Okay, so I'm getting two different stories right now.
I'm not seeing very much on this side. I don't know if the angle, if the overhang.
It doesn't matter. It's still there.
Well, I mean,
I know.
yeah, you either see it or you don't. I mean,
I guess I'm not understanding where you're going with this, because as far as Matt and I are concerned, and I spoke to him.
well, I'm the guy that can fix it. So,
I know, right?
so that's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are three sides to every story, and I just got off the phone with a lady that's really upset that a roofing company was spraying some sort of paint or roofing material. Some of this overspray got on her 25-foot 2014 Winnebago RV. Right now, I am going to take a look at this coach, assess the situation, and I heard two different stories from two different people. So the owner of the roofing company called me and said that there was a 2 or 3 foot area with a little bit of paint on it, and that was the only area that was really affected. This area is really high rent, so there's not a lot of places to park RVs. A lot of the municipalities really stay away from allowing RV storage and zoning and stuff because they just don't want a bunch of RVs sitting around. I'm one of the only detailers in this area, and I'm driving over there right now. I'm gonna hear people in the comments. People keep saying I need to stay at home, that I'm not an essential business. And you know, I don't want to get political, or telling people is we're doing contactless service. I don't want to contact you, so I'm just going to this RV storage facility. The lady's going to open the gate for me. I'm going to go in, look at this RV, assess it, try to make the customer happy, try to make the owner of the roofing company happy, where we can get this done within his budget as much as possible. So people will say that's non-essential because of everything going on right now, but I'll give you my 2 cents on it for what it's worth. I'm paying my taxes. I just paid my rent. I paid all my bills on the 1st of the month. So I think it's essential that the folks that still can work and not make contact use as much wisdom as possible and discretion as possible to try to stay away from people and try to be clean. I'm using hand sanitizer here. I got my hand sanitizer right here, actually. Boom, see, I'm using hand sanitizer everywhere I go. But, you know, someone's in the comments telling me that I shouldn't be making YouTube videos. I think that if I'm generating revenue where I'm paying taxes on it, it is an essential business, because it's essential that we generate tax dollars right now. Very scary times, crazy times for sure, but I'm going to try to safely operate, you know, while I can, and generate tax dollars. And people will say, well, what if you get in a car accident while you're driving down the road? It's definitely a risk I have to take, but fortunately there's less traffic. It doesn't really seem like it. It seems like there's a lot of cars on the road right now, but I think overall there's less traffic than normal, so the chances of getting in an accident are less. So I'm getting two different stories right now. The owner of the roofing company is saying this is all rolled on and that they're not spraying anything. If everything's rolled on, there's no overspray, so it doesn't make sense that there would be any overspray on it. And the lady is saying that the whole coach is covered in overspray, and this is where she may have lost a little bit of my credibility. Now, I don't think any consumer should be inconvenienced because of a service company. I'm a mobile detailer, and I've seen it a million times where guys will go and like detail an RV in a storage facility, and they'll just blast everything over the coach next door, and the coach next door will get dirty because they were neglectful, and then just, you know, you have your coach clean, but then you end up getting the coach dirty. Or I've seen guys, you know, banging poles and denting stuff and breaking stuff on other coaches and then not saying anything, and it gives the rest of us a bad name. So I can side with both the consumer that, hey, you know, their RV is in a storage lot. There should not be any reason for you doing your service and getting your work done to damage my coach. So I completely side with the consumer. Now, where the consumer kind of scared me a little bit is that they said that they should be compensated for their time. That scares me a little bit because, you know, I understand maybe they messed up or something, but because I messed up now, you need to be compensated for your time. I think being made whole and being made right is fair, but there's got to be some sort of a line where you got to give the guy some sort of a, you know, it was an accident, let him make it whole, let him make it right. But you know, we all just start saying, well, you inconvenienced me, so now I'm going to sue you for your time. It's just not really a cool way to do business. So, but I get it. I'd be really frustrated. I've had this stuff happen to me. I've been extremely frustrated. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm driving over there right now. I'll be there in a second, and let's see how much damage is really on this coach. Where she lost me a little bit too is she wants the coach waxed. So not only does she want to be compensated for her time, but she also wants the coach to be waxed, and it's gel coat. So if it's a 2014, it's gel coat, it's probably oxidizing, and just waxing the coach is not going to fix the oxidation. If it has oxidation, you've got to do gel coat restoration to it. So I don't know if she's just trying to get a free wash and a wax. I know this guy's trying to do the right thing. He called me. He's trying to take care of her. He's not just blowing her off. This guy seems like a good guy. So be curious to see what happens here. Let's see. So as soon as I arrived, I noticed there was a large spot that had already been polished, like a test spot that a detailer did, but it looks like she didn't have him wax the rest of it, and it's really oxidized.
Is it all over it, or?
Come up the front all the way. It's all up on the roof. Awning.
Yeah.
As you can see the ground here. They literally just spray washed everything and it went all over. I mean, look at the ground.
So the paint got power washed. Yeah, I see.
The roof got power washed. The roof got power washed. And then they spray painted the paint or rolled it on, and it just...
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, you're not... no, this isn't paint here. So this isn't...
No, there's a couple of places that it doesn't have it.
That's what... Those are hard water spots, but that's
Right.
totally different. Oh. No, you're saying it's all over the roof as well?
Oh, yes. I mean, come on.
So this really frustrated me. She was mad about white speckles on a white roof that no one's ever going to see. I think she was trying to take advantage of the situation.
And they sprayed or rolled and it rolled over top.
No, I understand.
There was definitely some white speckles on the front of the coach and on the roof, but really I didn't see anything over the rest of the coach, and that's where she was trying to take advantage.
I've dealt with this, so there's definitely oxidation here. So
Otherwise,
now I'm not seeing very much on this side. I don't know if the angle, if the overhang.
well,
I think there's maybe a little bit.
it doesn't matter if it's still there.
Well, I mean,
I know.
yeah, you either see it or you don't. I mean, I guess
I'm not understanding where you're going with this, because as far as Matt and I are concerned, and I spoke to him.
well, I'm the guy that can fix it. So
I know, right.
so that's where I'm going with this.
Okay, I get
So
it. I have it, I get it. All right.
I'm trying to be as reasonable as possible. You know what I mean? I'm the third party that has no say with either of you. So I'm just
I hear you.
I'm
I
just
got it.
just a third party.
That's fine.
At this point, I wasn't comfortable with the job because I felt like the customer was trying to take advantage of the roofing company and get her coach oxidation removal and waxed, when really there was just a little bit of overspray on the front of the coach. I didn't see anything on the rest of the coach.
Now, did you see this part on the back of your rig where has it been like polished or repainted in one part?
No, it was somebody helped me wash it and they used the wrong thing.
So she says somebody helped her wash it and used the wrong thing. I've never seen a coach get shiny because somebody used the wrong thing and then the rest of the coach is oxidized.
Okay, guys, so I got to assess the situation, and it's funny because when you actually get there, you hear one thing, and then you get there, and it's a completely different story overall. So here's what really happened. It's where the lady overstepped her bounds. I think the customer was wrong in this instance. Now, yes,
she's inconvenienced, but she was insistent on having this whole coach waxed. Well, this coach is beat. The vinyl decals are all completely shot. It needs more than just wax. It's oxidized gel coats. Just waxing it is not enough. This coach needs to be polished. The gel coat needs to be restored. If you've seen some of my videos about gel coat restoration, you can tell I'm not a fan of it by any means. And I showed the lady, I looked over the whole rig. You know, I didn't see any overspray on the back. There's like a couple small speckles on the back. And then she has like a rubberized roof, and really you have white speckles on a white roof that it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not hurting anything. Like, it's a cosmetic blemish on the roof of your RV that you never look at. And if anything, those little speckles add a little bit of grip, you know, slip protection up there on the roof of your RV. I don't know why I get some sort of weird joy out of pulling myself into these bizarre situations, but I was trying to manage her expectations. But she was just holding her ground that she wanted the RV washed and waxed. And then, you know, then they start hitting me as the detail guy. Well, can't it just be a light wax? And I'm like, no, you can't lightly wax oxidized gel coat. You have to polish it. It's not just a light wax, and it's really frustrating as a detail guy when all these people, it's so funny, they all think they know what you need to do, and they have this dollar amount of what they think it should cost in their head and what your time is worth. And there's a lot of detailers that sell themselves short, and I'm going to hold my boundaries. I'm not going to go work for peanuts. I already do work for peanuts when I do wash RVs. I'm the guy that owned the painting company. He's like, well, it rubs off with your finger. Well, no, your finger has acid in it. A lot of stuff will rub off with your finger, but I can't just go rub my hands all over your RV. It'll rub the skin right off my fingers. So yeah, you can do that for 10 seconds, but keep rubbing on with your finger for 2 minutes, and then let me know how that's working out for you. So you can use lubricants, and there's guys that like wax cars by hand, and that's a whole nother story. But as far as removing overspray by hand or with your fingers or fingernails, it works for a tiny little area, but then to do a whole front end of an RV, it's just not that easy. So I don't know if I accomplished very much on that trip, but I did accomplish picking up the best cheeseburger in the world, In-N-Out. I'm so excited about eating this right now. I hope these folks figure it out. I think what's going to happen here is I think this lady is just going to shake this guy down for a check, because when she saw that he was more than happy to throw me $400, $500, $1,000, $50, like he's like, what's this going to take? $1,500, $1,000? Like what? He just wants to be done with the problem. This thing is beat, and she had let one detailer polish like one section where it was like really polished and really shiny, and basically she's trying to get somebody else to polish the rest of it for free. But I'm like, dude, gel coat restoration is a ton of money. So she's working a deal. Maybe she'll call another detailer. I wish them the best of luck. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, just try to be decent people out there. Like, people should just be more decent, and it's too bad that this lady's automatically programmed that she's just grinding this guy to get as much as possible. And he's a business owner, and his guy's messed up a little bit, and he's just trying to get it off of his plate. But I think she's over grinding him. I think he should cut her a check for $500. She might get him for a check for $1,000. They're not going to pay me to get the work done, because that's, for her, it really was not about getting it fixed or getting it fixed the right way. For her, it's all about getting something for free, and she was slightly inconvenienced, and now she needs to come over the top and get something in for free and get compensated for her inconvenience is what happened. So man, this is tough. And so if every consumer was like this lady and just grinded every business on every little mistake they make, what it does is it drives up prices. I mean, it's not bad, because now businesses have to protect themselves. That roofing company is going to have to charge a little bit more. I've been grinded in the past. That's why my detail prices are so expensive, because I know dealing with someone like that and having those levels of expectations where you want this $30,000 or $40,000 Winnebago on a Dodge chassis to be perfect like it's a Prevost, it's not going to happen. There was a lady recently that I know, one of my buddies
the best detailer, paint protection guys in the world, and he called me. He was heated, and this guy is literally the best detailer I know. Does stuff on the Concours lawn, and this lady had a Jeep Wrangler, and he gave her a great deal, and she basically was picking apart his work so bad that he just ripped it all off. $1,600 worth of work. I think he was over $1,000 in the materials and labor. So he was trying to make $600, and it ended up costing him $1,000, all because the customer was just over picky, just over grinded. There's just some people that that's all they do is just wear people down, and man, you know, fortunately not everybody's like that, and fortunately I have the ability to kind of see that stuff and weed it out from a mile away. So hopefully I quoted this lady and this painting company high enough that they don't want to bring this RV to me, because if she does bring it to me, I can get up to her expectations, but it's just not. It's a waste of money, waste of time. Why are we going to sit here and remove white paint from a white roof that's aesthetically no one's going to ever notice? It's just silly at this point. So, not my circus, not my monkeys. I greatly appreciate all of you that are subscribing. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.